Hey guys,
I'm Ricky,
and I'm Bree.
and no matter how we're feeling,
We're gonna be dramatic about it.
How's it feel to be in the new space? It's a little bare this week, guys, because we are in our new studio.
Yes, we're in a new recording studio.
But we don't have anything on the walls yet because we've had a long weekend of preparing and getting the shit ready for you guys.
Yeah.
And for us.
Yeah. It's just been a lot of like cleaning and organizing and painting.
But the painting was fun.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Anna and Mario brought the party, though.
Yeah. Honestly, once they got here, that's when it really took a turn for the worse. And I'm just kidding, for the better.
Yeah,
because we were just like game on. We just got to get this done mode, and so we were all just working. And once they got here, it was like, oh, this can be fun. We're gonna have fun doing this.
Yeah. So it was a good time. It was a lot of fun. Shout out to them because they definitely helped us get this shit done. Mm-hmm. And then we stayed up way too fucking late and had a good time listening to throwbacks and.
So that's why we kind of look worse for wear.
Yeah. Just ignore how we look today.
Yeah, if you're watching on YouTube, it's not great. But honestly, I am so over pretending like we look great all the time because we don't.
Yeah, no,
we don't.
This is how I look like every day.
Yeah, this is how I look like on the weekends.
Yeah,
you know, I
don't give a fuck.
I just don't give a fuck.
I don't have to get ready for nobody. I don't have to.
Shit. Yeah, I don't have to get ready for work.
Show my face.
Nothing. Yeah. I get to just do what I want.
I feel that.
And relax.
I fucking feel that.
But yeah, it's currently Sunday, and if you have been listening, we typically get together every other Friday night, and then I'm crazy, and I drive home at like 1 or 2 in the morning on Friday nights.
Like actually crazy. I could never. I'd be
just
like,
because,
I'm sleeping here.
Just because like then I can have all day Saturday and all day Sunday at home to like reset before the next work week. Mm-hmm. And this weekend was planned specifically that I would spend the whole weekend here so that we could get this room up and running. Mm-hmm. And now it's Sunday and this is our first time recording this weekend. So
and our only time recording this weekend.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. It'll be good. We'll be back and everything will look, if you're watching on YouTube, it'll look like
it'll look more like what you're used to. We do have plans for the future for as far as how like the setup is going to look, but for now, this is boring. Let's not talk about this. This is boring. I'm bored.
I'm bored.
Hey,
bitches.
Hey, guys.
Welcome back. Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday, everybody. Thank you for coming back for another episode of Dramatic AF, the podcast. I am Ricky.
And I am Bree.
And you are listening to Dramatic AF.
On Disney Channel.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. So, what would you prefer for the episode today? Would you prefer for me, I've got 2 episode ideas. Mm-hmm. We could do what if questions, where they're like hypothetical what if questions that'll make us talk. They'll give us, a good subjects to discuss, or I could read you fun facts.
Let's do what ifs.
Okay. You want to just jump right in? Mm-hmm. I mean, honestly, guys, there's not really much to update everybody on. We've
literally been together for the past 3 weekends in a row.
Yeah. You're just a big part of my life now.
To the point, we had this conversation earlier. Mm-hmm. It's like I'm living in Rick's head.
Yeah, you guys should have seen it last night. There was... I'm just
Ricky was being a gaslighting bug.
No, I was not. So we came downstairs. Is that gaslighting? Was saying no, I wasn't.
Yeah,
but I thought gaslighting was like trying to convince you that you're wrong, which I guess that's what
you're doing.
Okay, well, anyway, but so when does it stop being gaslighting and it is?
I don't know. I think gaslighting is such a fine line. Like, yeah. I think that there is like an actual difference when you're being harmful.
Yes, I think it's the intent.
Yes,
my intent is not to make you wrong.
No.
My intent is just to say, hey, no, this is how I remember it.
Right.
This is how. Like, genuinely, where there's people that will say that don't mean that, and they're actually trying to hurt you.
Right.
And I'm not ever trying to hurt you.
Yeah.
But last night, we come downstairs. We already had the room prepped, so all that was needed to do was, like, get the walls kind of cleaned up, make sure that they were good. Yeah. And then we could start painting. So we get started, and I get bored easily, so I was... I don't even remember what I started with. There's paintbrushes.
You were doing the trim.
there's paintbrushes, and then there's rolling, and I don't remember which one I had started with, but it didn't take long for me to start going,
Literally, like,
God.
he would do, so he was doing the trim. He would go along the trim, he would get a little bit done, and then he would have to go dip his paintbrush again, and then he would just be like,
It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that much, but yeah, it was a little. But every time she'd be like, "What's wrong?" And I'd be like, "No, nothing's wrong, honey. I'm just,
I'm sick
and then
of it.
and I'm just bored." And then I would switch, and I'd get really excited about what I switched to, like rolling, for example. And I'd be like, "Oh, this is fun. Okay, this is a good time." But then I'd be like, "Okay, I'm getting bored again." So then I'd switch back to doing the trim, and I'm just too needy, I guess, in this scenario. But anyway, at one point, what were we talking about? Where'd my brain go?
How I was in your brain.
Right, yes. Oh, you're so hot. So there was one part where...
I got you, babe.
Thank you. Not today. But there was one part where I had made another one of those, like, oh, God. And then Bailey said, "What's wrong?" And I said, I just...
Instantly, I was like, he doesn't like physical labor.
And I paused, like, oh my God, was that on the tip of my tongue? It was so, like, how are you that into my brain that you knew that those were the next words to come out of my mouth? Like, and I know that could, like, just be like a coincidence or like a one-off thing, but no, it's happened a lot over the last few weeks because we're just...
Especially last night. Last night there was probably, like, several occurrences.
Yeah, at least 3 where I was just like...
Where either we would say the same thing at the exact same time, or I would say what he was about to say, and he just kept looking at me like, what the fuck? And I'm like, I'm in your head. I'm in your brain.
Yeah, and there was a moment where she had said something about, like, how I was feeling, or what I was about to say, or whatever. Just, like, the fact that, like, it wasn't even just, like, she knew what I was going to say. It was, like, she knew how I was feeling. Mm-hmm. That was trippy to me, and I was like, I'm so appreciative. I love these kind of relationships where you really, really know people.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I feel like I need to be quiet.
No.
Because we're in like a new quiet little room.
No, even though we're in the basement.
We're in the basement.
My house. And
the only time we would need to be quiet is when we were directly under Rowan, who was sleeping, which is not going to be a thing anymore.
No, not at all.
So... I'm going to be loud as fuck, guys.
I'm going to be screaming in the mic.
Strap in. We're about to fucking go ham.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got together Friday night. What did we do?
Friday night, we cleaned out the room. We went over to Anna and Brad's and Scotty's and enjoyed the fire for a little bit. I had a drink or two, and then we came back, cleaned out the room, vacuumed a lot because
we vacuumed this room like multiple different times.
Yeah, because this room was more of like a storage room for us in our home. We had used it as a bedroom at one point, not for us, for somebody else who lived with us for a bit. And it just needed it needed a deep clean. We needed to go through the shit that was in here. So we did all that. It didn't take us too long. That was pretty quick. I think that was the fastest part about everything was the cleaning and moving shit.
Yeah, when you walk in and you see there's stuff all over the floor, but like...
It seemed very overwhelming.
Yeah.
Also, if you go to our TikTok, we'll have a video kind of showing like the beginning, the whole transformation of the room.
Yeah, it'll probably be... around the time, maybe a little after this episode goes up, that will be up, but just because we want to, I think, are we going to post it before it's like done?
No,
we're going to wait till it's done.
Yeah, I want to wait till everything's hung up and stuff. So
yeah, so that'll be the next time I come over, unless you guys do it while I'm not here, but no, it was, it seemed overwhelming at first, but it was just one of those things where it's like, okay, just go.
Yeah.
Just go, because it's got to get done, and the faster we go, the faster it'll be done. And it just didn't end up being that much. It was just like, all right, let's take it out and move it into a different spot and make sure it's, organized well. And before we knew it, we were done.
Yeah, it was great. It worked out really well.
Yeah, and then Saturday was
we had a pool day with my husband's cousin and her family, and that was really enjoyable. We grilled burgers and stuff, and Rick enjoyed a very good nap.
Yeah,
it was very hot that day.
Yeah, it was
yesterday.
Plans got overlapped.
Yeah,
on
accident.
Yeah, 100%. And so I was just like, well, I normally take naps on Saturday. I really don't mind just taking a nap while those guys are here. Mm-hmm. So then I did that, and then I just hung out in the room for a little bit on TikTok and stuff like that. And then I came downstairs, and they were gone, and I was like, all right, sweet. And then after that, we just...
we waited until Rowan was down for bed to get started down here, and
yeah,
it was good. It all worked out. It was perfect. Mm-hmm. Actually, better than I thought. I was a little worried. I thought this was going to take us longer than it did. Mm-hmm. Our original plan was just to paint this one wall that's behind us for YouTube and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then we ended up just getting the entire room done, and by chance, we had the perfect amount of paint, too.
And we have a little bit more in case there's any touch-ups that are needed.
Which is great.
Which will be great, yeah.
I was surprised. I didn't think we'd have enough. I had like a gallon and maybe like a quarter in that other one. And it was perfect. Because this room was so fucking dark, we didn't know how many coats it was going to need.
Yeah, it was, we don't know. We have been trying to, like, map together what the hell the people that lived here before did. Because when you look at the trim of the room when we first started, it was like there were parts that were pink, parts that were purple, parts that were teal, parts that were blue, and then there was a wall that had like a big splatter on it from something. So Bailey took an electric sander to kind of get that more flat, and in the process of doing that, exposed like a sparkly blue color underneath. It was like, whoa.
We are assuming that this maybe was like a playroom for the kids when they lived here, and we think that maybe they had done like a splatter wall or something, and that would make sense why the creepy old door is pink.
Yeah, there's a creepy closet door in here because this is kind of an old house, but
it's featured on the TikTok. You'll see it.
yes. We were talking about what we were going to do for it as far as the color of that door goes, and she had mentioned black, but I was like, that door's already giving creepy vibes. If it's black, I'm going Beast Scout. There will be monsters and demons coming out of there.
So now we're going to do bubblegum pink.
Yeah, which I'm 100% okay.
And flowers.
Then I thought, what if we like painted like cute little like Lizzie McGuire Y2K flowers on it?
Yeah.
Because if the room is a Y2K vibe, why not take it all the way around?
Yeah. It's more for us, but it's fine.
To give an example of like what I meant, I was thinking like, you know, like on Boo's door on Monsters Inc. how it has got the flowers on it. Not like exactly like that, but like that's the vibe.
Yeah, I think it'd be
that
cute.
Would be cute.
It's not as scary once you're around it a little
I think
longer.
The fact that it's pink is not scary.
Yeah, I think if it was white and like how it looks on the other side when you open the closet, then it'd be like spooky.
Just to explain like what this door looks like, it's like it's leaning towards a corally pink.
Yeah,
if you will,
like a deeper corally.
You are always the one that's tripping up on your words.
I know.
And it's got like an old, vintage doorknob.
So my house is 114 years old.
Holy hell.
Old. Yeah. And we originally thought that was the door from the house. Originally, I just used that word twice, whatever. But the handle, I think the door they had purchased, I think that they had chopped off the top because I'm pretty sure it was like this door where it's like a 6-panel door, like how it has the squares. I think they chopped off the top, and that's why they have those things up there to kind of like.
That makes sense because the way this door is, it's like sunken in. It's not flush with the wall.
We think it maybe was like an old well
room. Adds to the
room.
Creepy vibe.
Yeah,
it's a little sunken in. It's shorter than a regular door.
They have it's like chopped, but I think that was an old well room when the house was originally built, and I would put my money on the fact that above that were those old cellar doors that you would pull open, in the old houses.
Yeah.
I think that's what that was.
Yeah, so it's a little speaky. It's a little spooky.
And I'm the one that trips up on my words?
Of course, the second I say that. But yeah, so we painted and then just hung out listening to throwback music until like 4 a.m, which is insane because I'm an old man. I want to go to bed. Anna asked me, would you ever go like to a bar, like a club, and like dance with girls and like get like laid back and have a good time? And I was like, no. No, like what's wrong with this? We're just hanging out, we're listening to music.
It was so fun. It almost like just how the vibe was last night when we were done painting. It felt like we were just like fucking teenagers hanging out in somebody's basement drinking, and we shouldn't be.
Yes, at one point,
we're playing.
Everybody was so ready to just get down, just get into.
Everybody was ready to sit and chill. Is that what
Everybody
you're trying
was
to say?
no, because like everybody was so game for whatever.
Yeah.
And so at one point, I pretended that a balled up piece of paper towel was a volleyball, and I served it to you, and you hit it, and we just started playing volleyball, and then before I know
all
it,
of us.
everyone's playing volleyball. And then at one point, I noticed that for whatever reason, the paper towel roll was empty, and so it was just the cardboard tube, and I squeezed the bottom of it to turn it into like a makeshift bat. So now we're playing baseball.
Yeah.
And everybody's playing baseball, and it's like a competition.
It was so fun.
It was fun. It was really funny. Okay, so before we get started, I did want to just mention that our queen, our Lord, our Savior, just released her I almost said her first album. It is not her first album.
No, but she
released her most recent album.
It's so good.
Short and sweet.
It's so good.
And her music video for Taste with Jenna Ortega. If you don't know what we're talking about, what are you doing here?
Yeah, get out.
It's
Get out. Close the door.
yes. Oh my door. What's that from?
I don't know. I'm in me mom's car.
No.
Vroom, vroom. No, that's just what it reminded me of. I know it's not from that, but it's something. Close the door.
I don't remember.
Or we're making shit up, and we're like, yeah, it just sounds like something.
God, I know there's something and it's gonna bother me.
Yeah.
But Sabrina Carpenter just released Short and Sweet, and I have not listened to the whole thing yet because I love to really take it all in, and I haven't had the chance. It was released 2 days ago.
You have a chance this afternoon.
I will. On my way home, I
Yeah.
will be listening to the second half, but I listened to the first half, and I am not just the type of person that likes to listen to a song and just like immediately decide if it's good or bad. I like to take in account of the production of the song, the like melody of the song, and the lyrics, and just like everything that builds the song into what it is. And so far, banger after banger.
Yeah.
I
I still need to listen.
they're-
I did listen to Taste, obviously. But I need to listen to some more, but I just haven't had a chance.
Right. You've been really busy with the baby and then me being here all weekend, so I get it. But I did listen to
Fuck out
the
of
first
my house so I
yeah.
can listen to our Lord and also our Savior's new
Yes.
album.
I listened to the first half on my way to work Friday, and I was like, this is so fucking iconic. Like, the stuff she's talking about, like, I think Good Graces is about, like, bitch, keep me in your good graces, because the second I'm not, I'm gone, and I'm not gonna give a fuck. Like, you need to just make sure that I still like you. You need to work for it, because the second I don't, bye-bye. And then Taste being about,
Enjoy my sloppy second.
yeah, seriously,
You're gonna taste me.
Yeah, love that. And the music video was so fucking good.
No, it's so wild.
At one point, Bailey was like, "What the fuck is this music video?"
It's a depiction of crazy bitches.
Yes,
We're
yeah.
crazy.
It's a. I didn't realize this because I'm uncultured, but it is a.
Yeah, you uncultured swine.
Literally, it is a homage to a movie with
Taste it?
Yes.
Oh.
I think it's a homage to a couple movies.
Okay.
I know Psycho is one of them when
Yeah.
she whips open the shower curtain and whatever. And then also, not many people are going to clock this, but the guy in the movie, or the guy in the music video.
Yeah, I was gonna say, who is he? Why is
He's
he
from, I think, the most recent Halloween movie with Michael Myers.
Okay, because I was gonna say he looks familiar, but not. It's not a face I've seen a lot.
Yeah.
if
Have you seen that movie?
Yeah. Yes.
The new Halloween movie?
Yes. Sorry, I was just looking. It looks like there's a tree growing in that windowsill. Yes, I have. They're so good.
I do. I love them. And especially that most recent one. I felt really bad for his character because a little boy died and the whole town thought it was him that did it, but it wasn't. Mm-hmm. And they'd all just made up their mind about him. And so they pushed him.
They truly just vilified him.
They vilified him aggressively so far that he was like susceptible to becoming actually evil.
Yeah.
That's what the whole point of the movie was. And
it's good. They're
honestly, spoiler alert, I really wish that he hadn't died at the end, because I could have really liked him taking over as Michael Myers.
I would have too.
Because he's kind of cute.
Yeah, it would have been good. It would have.
He's kind of cute.
Added some little spice.
Yeah, because what's about Michael Myers is that you never see his face.
No.
It's just the mask.
Yeah.
And so to know what the face is, and just know that the mask like represents something deeper.
Yeah.
It's like evil is that mask, and when he puts it on, it would just would have been cool. But
I think it would have been too much like Scream. if they would have done that, where like a different killer is wearing the mask in every movie. So I'm sure that's why they didn't do it like that.
Well, Michael Myers himself, the character, was getting old.
Yeah.
Like, to where he was hiding in a sewer because he was too old to keep going, basically. And so to have, like, that could have been a really good way to refresh the story.
Right.
Honestly, that could have been, like, the best way to do it. Like, he's the killer every time. He's the one that can't be killed.
Yeah.
Away, away! Sorry,
we've watched Moana like 10 fucking times this weekend. It's been pretty quick. We're gonna know the words word for word.
Yeah.
Word for fucking word.
Yeah, I'm hard of hearing, and there was a scene, and it came and went, and I repeated what words he said, even though I couldn't hear them, and it was boat snack when he grabbed Pehe before he went on the boat by himself. I was like, that's what that line was, and I know that because I've seen it like 3 times now.
Now it's ingrained in my brain.
Literally. But holy Hannah, it's still a good movie. It's just like that girl, we gotta find something else for her to focus on.
Yeah. It just is, it's in our pocket for when we need to do some shit, and it works out.
So we're gonna get into a game. I mean, it's not really a game, but
we're just gonna do something kind of fun.
Who let the dogs out?
Don't look at my dogs.
Put those grippers away.
My dogs are barking.
Okay, so we are going to be playing it's not really a game. It's just like hypothetical what ifs. And basically how it works is we've got a bunch of what if questions and we just talk about them.
Yeah, it's going to be a good time.
It's kind of like, what if you won the lottery? What are you doing with all that money? And that's just like an example. So the first question is, what if animals could talk?
I would love it. I would love it so much.
What kind of conversations would we have with them, and how would it affect our treatment of them?
I think the treatment would probably remain the same, or maybe it'd be more genuine because they could express to you how they feel.
Yes, okay. I can't imagine it being more genuine for me because I love, and I know you do too, I love my cats.
I just
more than fucking anything. But like if we're just talking specifically my cats, it would be really nice if they could talk, because then they could tell me like,
I'm hungry, or I'm thirsty, or my belly hurts, or I just want to snuggle.
Specifically if they're not, that's a good one. Specifically if they're not feeling good.
Yeah, because how do you know? I mean, Aspen, he does a damn good job at telling me when he doesn't feel good. He'll come right to me before he's going to puke. Yeah. And he'll look at me. He'll get real close and his ears are back and he just stares at me, and then I know. And I'm like, okay, let's go to the bathroom. Aww. And then the second we start walking, because I carry him, because I'm like, we're going to cruise, I'll carry him to the bathroom and he'll start to gag. And like you'll hear the like, and then we get to the toilet.
But I mean, like,
tub, whatever.
Any of that, like, if an animal wasn't feeling good, they could just tell you, like, I'm not really doing great, and this is what's going on, and then you could take them to the vet and specifically be able to tell them, you know what I mean?
What's wrong?
And then maybe that would prolong their lives a little bit because we're taking care of things. But also, just like, for example, my daughter, my little orange fluffy girl, Cleo, she is so picky about her wet food. Yeah. We have I call them Go-Gurts for cats, and like sometimes she likes the chicken flavor, sometimes she likes the salmon flavor, and sometimes she likes the tuna flavor. And so I've gotten to the point where I squeeze out a tube onto 3 separate little dishes and then let her pick. Yeah. And then give the boys whatever she doesn't want because she's so fucking picky. And it's like
so crazy.
I feel so bad that they are just fucking eating that shit down. Yeah. And then she's just like, I don't like it. I don't want it. And then she doesn't get a treat. So I'm like, okay, well, how about some like hard treats? But your food is hard, so I like you to get some moisture with wet food in your tummy too. So it'd be nice to have her be able to tell me what she wants. Yeah. Yeah. But she would totally take advantage of that. She'd be like, listen,
bitch.
Only the best.
I feel like she would have like a very royal and proper voice. She'd be a little bit of a bitch.
Yes. Oh my God. Yeah. I love doing that. Figuring out like if they could talk, what would their voices sound like? I've always thought that Banks would be a distinguished British man. Yeah. Like, oh, love. Thank you for coming to see me. Yeah. It's so nice to see you.
Thank you for the belly rubs.
Please do have a seat. How are you? How's everything going at home? Yeah. And then Cleo's like, get away from me. Like, I don't want anything to do with you. Like, why are you even here? I don't know what that voice is, but it's like a sassy.
Yeah. Valley girl.
And then Casper, I don't really we haven't had him for even a year yet, so I feel like I'm still getting to know his personality. But I just know that whatever it is, he's sweet. He just sounds like a sweetie.
He'd be a little kid.
What do you think? Have you ever like thought about what Aspen and Penelope would sound like if they could talk?
I think Penelope would be very like, she'd be like a trucker.
Really?
Yeah, like she's aggressive, and I feel like some truckers are aggressive. I feel like she would be like, "Don't fuck with me, don't."
No, she does. Maybe she's
like, or she's a little Jersey, like a little sassy Jersey girl.
She gives
like
Snooki vibes, is what I was gonna say.
Oh, Snooki,
because I love you, Snooki, and I would die for you, actually. But Snooki back then,
yeah,
drunk Snooki vibes,
yeah,
where like she's like half drunk Snooki vibes, where it's like. La 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 la, I'm just in the yard and now I'm in the neighbor's yard. Oh, there's a bunny. And then
all of a sudden it's like, bitch, I'll fuck you up.
Yeah.
Like, I will fuck you up right now. It's on site.
It's like somebody pulled her hair at the bar and now she's fighting.
Yeah, yeah.
And she's fucking pissed.
And Aspen, he's just the sweetest boy. I don't even know. I feel like
he kind of gives Clifford vibes.
Yeah, I was going to say that too. Just like boy. Sweet, loyal, like just.
I've been paying attention to him this weekend, and he is like outside of the bathroom when you're going to the bathroom, and he is when he was down here with us last night, he just kept looking at you, wanting to be by you, and I was like, he really is a mama's boy.
It's the sweetest thing, and even Mario said that. Mario was like, he's a mama's boy now. I was like, oh yeah, he is big time. Yeah.
He's such a sweet, sweet boy.
And Marty and Milo, I don't know. I think Milo would sound like a grandpa because he'd be like, "Oh, that's too loud. I can't go there. Like we gotta stay back. It's all right. You guys do it. It's cool."
Yeah.
And Marty's like, I feel like Marty would sound very much like you. I feel like Marty would be just like a little flamboyant gay boy.
You think so?
Yeah. He's like, I just want your attention. Can you just give me attention? Not like you, I was just kidding, but like I think that he would be just very like a flamboyant cat.
Okay, next question. Okay, what if time travel was possible, but only to the past? What historical events would you visit, and how might your presence affect them? Well, if there's anything I've learned from the kind of TV shows that I watch, it's that, like the butterfly effect kind of vibe. You don't fuck with anything.
No, you don't.
You don't touch anything, you don't talk to anybody.
Like Hot Tub Time Machine.
Yeah.
Prime Proof, that's also a movie that shows you if you do anything, you can change everything. So I feel like I don't know that I would go back in time at all because
it's scary.
It is scary.
But if I could, without with the guarantee that everything would be fine.
Yeah, and your impact is not.
Yeah. Just being there doesn't affect anything. So where would we go? My first thought was I would love to see Martin Luther King give his speech.
I was going to say that too. That or being around for like all of the protests during like the women's rights movements. Specifically like the first movement. I had to write a paper about women's rights and like the struggles and challenges that we've like faced.
Overcome, yeah.
And it was really interesting. So I feel like I would be that or like, Martin Luther King's speech. Because I think that would be so powerful to see.
No, without a doubt. But on a superficial level, I probably would go back in time to like the first thing that comes to mind is Hilary Duff when she was in her prime on tour singing from her first album.
Yeah.
I mean, she's still in her prime. Hilary Duff has always looked fucking amazing. But back when she was like actively singing and putting out music when she was touring for her first album, if I could have seen that live, I would have 100% done that.
So if we are going back in time, are we going back in time as ourselves now? Like our adult selves?
It's just like, bam, we're going back in time.
Okay, so I think if it's just, like you said, superficial, like it's nothing crazy, fucking fruit fly, I would definitely go back in time to like, I would want to go see my dad. If I could have a conversation with him as an adult now, because I can't have those conversations. Yeah. So I feel like that would be really cool.
It's a really
good answer.
Good answer. I love that. I don't have anything like that personally, but oh my god, if I could go back to any time and to any place, I would go back, and this would have an effect, but I don't care. I would go back and
spit it out.
get the police to Cory Monteith's hotel room earlier. And Matthew Perry.
Yeah.
Both of them. Yeah. I would save their
lives. Did you see a bunch of people were arrested in the... Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's crazy.
I think I was talking to Kirsty about this. The fact that they have spent this whole time, like, low-key under the radar. Looking into it is very cool. I'm glad that they did that.
They didn't want to bring attention to it. They wanted to dig.
Yeah.
But I'm sure the people involved knew. And because they were being questioned and things, I'm sure.
Yeah. I'm glad that they did because... I mean, he deserves justice. He deserves justice, and he deserves better than to be taken advantage of like that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think that's the only things that are coming to me.
Next question.
Okay. Oh. What if you could instantly master any skill or knowledge? What would you choose to learn, and how would it affect your life or impact your life?
I don't know.
Well, that's kind of tough because if it's a specific skill, that would be a little. I mean, I'm just overthinking it like I do everything, but because I was thinking like it would be really nice to be really, really smart.
Yeah.
Because then I feel like that knowledge is power, and so I wish that I could just be like genuinely really smart. I feel like my husband is incredibly smart, and he always tells me he wouldn't be with me if I was stupid. Because I always call myself stupid. He's like,
"You wrong."
Yeah, just shut your mouth. I always say that I'm stupid, and he goes, "No, you're not."
Yeah.
If you were, I wouldn't be with you.
Yeah, we wouldn't be friends.
Yeah.
Actually, we still would be. Yeah, it's fine.
Because sometimes stupid people are fun.
Yeah,
they're funny.
Yeah, I don't really know. I guess when I think of a skill, I don't think of, like, knowledge as a skill. I think of, like, would I want to be a really good cook? Would I want to be, like... I think I would want the skill to be very, like... I don't know. Like, I would like to eliminate my skill of procrastination. So if I could do the opposite of that, and that would be helpful. But I don't know what that would be.
Why does this happen? Like, I start thinking, my brain goes blank.
Me too. Anytime I want to think of anything. Do you ever get floaters in your eyes where you can like see spots in your vision?
Yeah. When you get stuff, like if something gets stuck in your eye, what do you do to get it out?
Usually I'll either like keep my eyes open and like try to make it so it starts to water, or if I can see it, I'll just touch it and pull it out. What do you do?
Yeah, I lean over completely and open my eye and blink a bunch, and hopefully it falls out, and a lot of the time it does. Which is nice.
A good skill.
It sucks when you're in bed and you're about to get all sleepy, then you have to fucking lean over. But
dang
it's so random. I guess if I could pick a skill to learn that I could master and be like perfect at, my instinct is like all things Adobe.
Oh yeah.
I would love to just like know all the ins and outs of. Okay. Nope. I take that back. Have you seen those videos of people doing like art drawings of for example like
the chalk ones, or like drawing like artists
that are like using like fancy art markers and colored pencils and all different types of stuff like that, where they end up with a drawing that looks like very realistic drawing of like Stitch from Lilo and Stitch or whatever, and it's really, really well done and whatever. I would love that, but also cool. I would need the patience because I do arts and crafts and stuff like that, but I just get really bored and then I get over it and I'm like, oh, I don't want to do this anymore. But like I've drawn certain things like with Posca markers. I've got a pretty good drawing of Tommy from Rugrats and Stitch I did for my nephew who loves it for his last birthday, and I did the Powerpuff Girls, but I never finished it because the paper I did it on was a very pilly paper. That wasn't good for markers like that. But,
sure.
I mean, I got almost done with it. I just again got bored with it. So if I had the patience and the knowledge, I would love that for that specific skill.
I don't blame you.
What if we could live forever? What if people could live forever?
That would be amazing. Honestly,
how would your priorities and values shift?
I feel like they would remain the same. I think I would be very family oriented, but I also think a lot of people would be very money hungry then. Like their goal of life would be to like how to be rich. Yeah,
but I will say that, have you ever seen the movie Tuck Everlasting? with the girl from Gilmore Girls.
Yeah.
Alexis Bledel. That movie is very good at depicting what it's actually like to live forever.
I feel like it wouldn't. I don't know. I would love it. I mean,
because they're like, you're living forever. Like, you have to literally do this forever, and it's not all what it seems like. It's like there's no getting out of it.
Yeah, you're constantly doing it.
And so, like, when you live forever, the value of life is just gone because you have nothing to live for. You just get to live forever. So it's like, it's just not as exciting. So I don't know if I would.
I don't know.
And then also,
I would, because the thought of dying just terrifies the fuck out of me.
Yeah, but then also that there was an episode of The Vampire Diaries where Damon met a vampire who was like, had a bunch of degrees and stuff, was a really, really smart guy, and he was like, well, yeah, I've been alive for over 100 years. What the fuck else am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
Besides just learn and become incrementally intelligent. And I was like, yeah, I would probably do something like that to pass the time.
Yeah, why not?
Develop skills and... I mean,
max out your brain power.
Yeah. Yeah, because then, like, you're like, well, I think that's a big part of what being human sucks, is that when it comes to, like, well, what do you want to do with your life? What kind of career do you want? I don't know. I'm slightly interested in a bunch of stuff, but if I could live forever, then, yeah, I would be like, all right, well...
dabble in a little bit of everything.
Yeah, I'd spend a few
years. All of
your
interests.
Yeah, I'd spend a few decades doing graphic design, and then a few decades teaching, and then a few decades...
figure out what you like the most. And
whatever, that. Or just keep switching it up. I mean,
keep the cycle going.
There's no rules. Yeah. But also, I worry that, like, it would get really sad after a while.
I think it would, too.
I do love that movie, by the way.
Yeah.
It's a very good one.
I watched that when I was in the hospital when I had my brain injury.
Really? Yeah. Yeah, it's a good one.
Good question. What?
Oh, I didn't even see this question until now. What if we discovered extraterrestrial life?
We already have.
And they were peaceful. How would this discovery affect global politics and our understanding of the universe? That's too deep. I don't want to go that deep.
No.
But if, like, without a doubt, we could see them, like aliens from other planets and stuff like that, would be so fucking... and they were peaceful... I would be living my best Xenon Girl of the 21st Century life.
Yeah.
And I would love that.
I think it'd be cool. I would be interested in it. I don't know. I feel like I wouldn't... I don't think it's scary, especially if they're peaceful. I mean, you have to know. I feel like you're pretty ignorant to think that there's not any other life.
Yeah, it's kind of... I mean, I know that this is just me being a little girl, but it's kind of like how I feel like about mermaids.
Yeah.
Like, I genuinely believe there's got to be something like that.
I think they've proven that there is, like,
because the
something
ocean,
similar.
The ocean is so vast, and there's so much of it that we haven't seen.
We haven't discovered... there's too much to discover.
You're telling me that there's nothing in those spots? Come on. For all you know, that there may not be, like, light that comes from the sun that, you know, is visible down there, but... I fantasize about, like, there being, like, some other light source or whatever down there, so that, like, there is peaceful, like, a mermaid community or whatever.
I just think that they don't, like, if like that shark, like, you're so deep in the water, you don't know. I think your senses are different.
Yeah.
You're not seeing with your eyes probably like we do on shore, on land. But
at the same time, maybe they do come up and maybe they're, like, just really fucking smart, and they're like, I am never getting cut.
Yeah, fuck that.
And maybe there are mermaids, like the Little Mermaid, who wants to be a human.
I mean, I don't think that they look like Ariel. I would say that. If mermaids are real, I'm sure they're terrifying.
You think so?
Yeah, there was...
I would hope that they're hot.
I've seen,
hot
like,
and hunky.
A video or something, or a picture of a mermaid that was found, allegedly. And it was actually kind of terrifying what they looked like. It was not what you picture from The Little Mermaid or, like, H2O or any of that stuff. Like, they're not. Or, what is that movie with Sarah Paxton and JoJo and,
Aquamarine.
Yeah, Aquamarine. And then it's not like that. They're not going to give you little shells that sing in your ear and give you compliments and...
Mermaid. I love that movie.
It's so good.
They compliment me. No, like really, they give me compliments. God, that movie's so cute. I watched it a few weeks ago with Kirsty, and that was the first time she's ever seen it.
Really?
Yes, and her 9-year-old son watched it with us, and he was happy to watch it. It seemed like he really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I fucking love that movie. They're so fucking cute. And oh my God, when was the last time you watched that movie?
I feel like Haley and I watched it recently. But I love that movie. That movie will never get old. That is like a timeless classic film.
Yeah, and like the part where JoJo realizes maybe I should just like let the moving thing happen with my mom, and then Emma Roberts is like, no, like what are you fucking talking about?
We have wishes.
Yeah, and then JoJo's like, maybe it would be good for us to stand on our own. And Emma Roberts says, you mean me, don't you? And JoJo says, I mean, I'm not your mom. And I'm like, because her mom died.
Yeah.
It's so sad.
Crazy.
But I do see a lot of people making fun of the scene where JoJo tries to convince Aquamarine not to leave because she thinks that Raymond doesn't want her.
Yeah.
And so she says, they're like on the beach, like Aquamarine's about to climb into the water, and JoJo's like, no, stop, please stop. And then she says, let me tell you something. And just the way she says it is so like the little like. I don't know what's the respectful way to say it.
I know. Isn't she from like New York or something?
I don't know. Hey Google, what town is the singer JoJo Levesque from?
JoJo was born in Brattleboro.
Hey Google, what town is JoJo Levesque from?
JoJo was born in Brattleboro.
Hey Google, what state is JoJo Levesque from?
Brattleboro, Vermont. According to Wikipedia, Joanna Noelle Levesque was born on December 20th, 1990, in Brattleboro, Vermont, but raised in Keene, New Hampshire, and Foxborough, Massachusetts.
That's why she's got
to
that
find
accent.
out more, look for the link in your Google Home or Google Assistant app.
Thank you. So what?
So she's from like, what is that? East? Out east? Yeah, she's from out east, so she kind of has that like you don't fuck with me. Don't fuck with me.
Yeah, you can hear it in the way she talks. Let me tell you something.
Yeah, like the attitude.
And then
she's
she
standing on business.
Yeah, and then she goes right back to, I don't know as much about love as I say I do, but I know there's a reason everybody wants it so much.
Yeah.
And people just make fun of that scene a little bit because they think it's just really funny how dramatic she's being, and I'm like, well, it's literally a movie for teenage girls. What do you expect?
Yeah, well, what do you think was going to happen?
Yeah, it's just so good. I fucking love that movie. So that's all we're going to do today for the what if questions, just because we are so tired and we're so ready to just have the rest of our Sundays to relax.
Yeah,
but,
so sorry if this episode is a little shorter than your average, but...
Yes, so sorry about that.
We'll have to definitely save our what if questions, like the remaining, for another day.
We'll do another episode for sure. We're a hot mess today.
No, we're the biggest hot mess today.
That's okay. After the weekend we've had.
It makes sense. We've gotten minimal sleep.
I know, especially after last night,
All right, Rick, what's your song of the week? I'm curious.
Oh, I was going to tell you that you know how I told you that there was some new songs that were released by Ashley Simpson from her first album that...
Yeah.
So I had actually found out that 2 of them were released in other countries, but never in the United States. As far as I know, I could be getting that wrong, but I think that that's right. And then one of them is brand new to the album that nobody's, as far as I know, ever heard.
Sure.
So I listened to those, liked them a lot, and one of them is called Sorry by Ashley Simpson. And I felt like a teenager again, relating to it so hard. It was about... like, I spent my whole life not feeling like I was good and that I was enough, and being sorry. And I'm so done being sorry for your mistakes and for the shit that you did, because I grew up in a situation where it was like I was always forced to be like silent, and like I had to be sorry all the time, and I always had to be, you know, like I was the problem. Like I like if I just didn't do this, if I just didn't do that, everything would be okay. It's all on me. It's my fault.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. And and it wasn't, that wasn't how it was just for me. I'm not the only one in that, but we're just talking about my experience.
Yeah.
And so I really related to that, and just having that moment where I was like, where it like hit me, I was like, oh my God, I feel like I could be listening to this as a teenager with the way that I'm feeling right now.
Yeah.
Because like,
just brings you back almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't feel like songs do that as much anymore.
Yeah.
Mostly they're just fun for the most part, I guess. But I could just be past that part of life. I don't know. Mm-hmm. But like just having Ashley Simpson from 2004 coming back and being like, hey, here's one more. Yeah. I was just like, oh my God.
Here's just a little one to throw in there.
I just loved it because it was like, I am so done. I don't have to be sorry. You need to be sorry. You're the one that made those mistakes, not me. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, fuck yeah, babe. I am so on board for that. So there's no like notable lyrics for me for that song, just because it's like in general that's what the song was about.
It's about, yeah.
Yeah.
My song of the week is going to be, it's a country song, surprise.
Surprise.
Mama I Lied by Megan Maroney.
Okay.
It's a TikTok. It's on TikTok. I know like some people have it posted, so maybe you know it from there, but it's really, really good. Basically it's just saying like, just I lied about these things to my mom growing up. Like you kind of try and hide things, but mainly it's saying like, Mama I lied, he ain't a good guy. And then talking about how like, basically, like from my perspective, I feel like she is talking about how she hid the shitty side of their relationship.
Oh yeah, and that's a common theme in relationships.
Yeah, like you only talk about the good because you don't want people to have like skewed views. Or only base their opinions or feelings or whatever on that person because of the negative. So yeah, it's a good song.
I totally relate to that. I feel like anytime, like Corey, my husband, is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful man, but he is also human.
Yeah.
And and we make space. And we make space for people to be human.
Yeah.
He's not perfect, but neither am I.
Yeah.
But anytime anything comes up about his personality that's not like perfect, like if he gets irritated or something and I want to talk about it, there's always that like underlying like, I just don't want this to make them not like him.
Yeah.
But that's not the case because everybody knows him and knows that he's a great person.
Yeah.
And everybody
has flaws. No one is perfect.
And everybody knows that, and everybody makes sure to leave space for that.
Perfect.
I've got to work it again and again and again.
Right.
Speaking of Hannah Montana, I had heard, do you know how she she like became a Disney legend?
Yeah.
She was talking in her speech, she said, and to quote the queen herself, "This is the life." And it was
She's so
quoting,
funny.
I know. And it was obviously quoting the song, "This is the life." And apparently that song got 24,000 streams in one day because of
that reference.
That speech, yeah.
I love that.
Me too. And I am pretty sure I listened to it within the next day or so.
I would too.
I love that.
Love that.
I love that she became a Disney legend because the girl fucking deserves it with how much work she did.
Hell yeah. She put it in.
She put it in. I will say that it was a little tinging to my heart when she made the comment about like how Mickey probably wasn't very happy with her between 2013 and 2016, and I was like, but girl, I was,
and all your fans were, all your tried and true friends.
Yes, we love.
I almost said your tried and true friends. Your fan friends.
But no, yeah, that era. I mean, it was so shocking.
Yeah. But
it was so like perfect for her life and honestly for ours.
Mm-hmm.
What we were going through at that point. Mm-hmm. It was great. I think she has nothing to be sorry for.
That album I still listen to so frequently.
We listened to it last night. Yeah.
All right, well, let's jump into our advice question here.
Yes, ma'am.
This is from Ava.
Oh my God, do you know the song Ava from TikTok?
Yeah.
Who the fuck is Ava?
Yeah.
Every time I hear that name, that's what I think of.
Hey, bitches. Hey, bitches.
Hey, girl.
Do you love me? So as much as I hate to say it, summer is winding down, and before we know it, it'll be the holiday season. I've never been good about being prepared when it comes to money for gift giving, and I'm feeling really anxious. What do I do to make sure I'm ready when the time comes? Savings. Save, girl.
That is so like broad though, but you're right.
Yeah,
at the end of the day, that's what it is.
But like figure out how much you have in your paycheck, whether you can put $50 away or $100 away, or maybe even just $20 away. Start putting stuff aside, whether it's in a savings account or maybe if you have cash and you know you won't spend it, put it in an envelope somewhere that's safe where you can continue to add to. I feel like that's good. You kind of can prepare for it, and then you don't need to, I don't know.
Yeah, honestly, I
don't
feel
use
like
credit cards. Don't fuck your credit.
Yeah, the stress of the holiday season, it comes around every year, and it's like
it's so real.
We've got to be better as a society about this. Like, it's not hard to set us, like, just make a plan and stick to it, but then nobody ever does, except for like the one random person out there. But like, it's just because life's more complicated than that, than just like doing it.
Also, go ahead.
I was gonna say that, like, yeah, you're totally right. That's what I would do. Is I would figure out how much I want to have saved by, like, let's say by December 1st, so that you can make damn sure you've got all the money you need, so that, like, just one of those weekends before Christmas, you go out and you fucking have a shopping spree. You just make sure that you have all the money by then. Take that total and divide it by how many paychecks you have up until then, and then that's how much from each paycheck you have to take out.
Otherwise, another good option would be to start buying gifts now, if you can.
If you can, yeah.
And then kind of store them away or whatever. Get prepared.
It would probably in the long run at that point make your life easier, because if you're buying them now, wrapping them now, then you don't have to worry about it then.
Yeah.
Whereas if you do the big shopping spree, then that's a lot of
Christmas
wrapping at once.
Yeah.
But
or homemade gifts. Homemade gifts are always great too. Like last year, we just had Rowan, so she was like 2-3 months old when the holidays came, and we were tight on money.
Yeah.
I wasn't working, I was home, and Bailey was he was financially responsible for everything.
Yeah.
And we made tons of gifts. We just got pictures printed of Rowan, and then we had little footprints on a paper and put them in frames, and like we just got very creative.
Honestly, that's a really good idea.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know if you have something in your life where you can do that with, or like look on Pinterest for ideas to gift somebody, and you can save a lot of money doing that too.
Yeah, true.
And also still it's special.
I am
still a special gift.
I am big on I like to give each person 2 gifts.
Yeah.
2 like smaller instead of 1 like huge gift or whatever. I like to give everybody 2 or 3 smaller gifts or whatever. And so, like for example, my sister, I got her a One Tree Hill shirt, and then a One Tree Hill charm bracelet, basically.
Yeah.
Or whatever, from Etsy, and then she also loves Charlie Brown, and so I bought her a Peanuts calendar from calendars.com.
Yeah, that's
and so
cute.
like, just like shit like that. But then like there was also people who were like, I didn't know of something specific like Peanuts, Charlie Brown vibe. So I printed off a picture of us and framed it, and
that's cute.
and wrapped that, and I was like, that was pretty cheap, because you buy a package of frames or whatever, and that's not too expensive. But at the end of the day, remember, the thought is what counts. The fact that you're thinking about these people is what really matters. It's not
the monetary value of something that should matter. And if that is what matters to somebody, you shouldn't be giving them a gift anyways. Fuck them.
Yes, seriously.
But good luck, Ava. Let us know. I mean, what route you decide to take, and hopefully it goes well for you, and our advice was good.
Yeah, you really just got to do what works for you.
Yeah.
If you can't have money in your bank account because you will spend it, and there's no judgment, because
I'm like that.
Same.
If I got money, I'm spending it. I'm gonna spend it.
That's always been a problem for me.
Yeah.
And so if you need to, then you just got to go to an ATM, pull that money out, and fucking put it somewhere that, like,
stick it where the sun don't shine.
Just literally, don't fucking touch it, because that's what it's for. Put it in a cute little jar, and then you can watch it fill up as time goes. Or if you have 2 bank accounts at 2 separate companies, like, I don't know, send it to one that you don't really, I don't know.
We're overcomplicating this at this point.
I'm just saying, like for me, for example, I have a bank account with one company that I don't really use very often, but I have it. And so I could just send money to that, because I don't really look at it. I don't really use it very often.
Out of sight, out of mind.
Is the idea. Yeah. If you need to. Right. But otherwise, just come up with a plan and stick to it.
Yes. Yeah. You've got it.
You've got it, good. You've got it. And hopefully everything goes good. And feel free to send us a Christmas gift, because I mean,
We gave you the advice.
We like KFC. No, I'm just kidding. But, yeah, I think that was everything. Yeah. I think that's it.
Well, if you have any advice or you want to tell a story or something, send it to dramaticafpod@aol.com. And what do you put in the subject line, Rick?
Yes. You put the word advice, if it's going to be an advice submission, into the subject line. You could put anything in the subject line, but as long as the word advice is in there, that would really help us keep our inbox organized. If you have like a story you want read on the podcast, then you would just put like, I don't know, if it's like a scandalous story, just put that as a scandalous story.
Candy.
And yeah, send that to dramaticafpod@aol.com, and we might read your advice or story on the podcast.
Yeah.
But that's gonna be it from us, guys.
Yeah, we'll see you next Wednesday.
We need to go take a nap.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a nap. I'm gonna take a nap right here. Actually, I can't take a nap. I got fantasy football bullshit.
I'm gonna go take a nap. Good night.
Good night.
Thank you guys for coming back.
Yes.
We appreciate it. We love you guys. We'll see you guys next Wednesday. Bye.